Yo guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll be showing you exactly how I made over 1 million with my clothing brand without spending a single penny on paid ads. Alright, before we begin, I'm gonna show you guys exactly my Shopify numbers right here. Bam, so you guys can see that I'm not lying. So as you can see, I made just over 1 million without running a single ad. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. There are 3 steps that help me in this process of running my brand without paid ads. And just to clarify, when I started 4 years ago, I wasn't famous, I didn't have a lot of money, I was just a little kid starting out, I was 16 years old and just following my passion, doing my thing, and now it spiraled into becoming a pretty big clothing brand, and I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. So today I'm going to show you my best tactics to succeed in your clothing brand, and I'm probably not going to cut it up too much because I just wanted it to be like a little raw, like a talking video. So let's just get started in the first tactic, which is content creation. So content creation on TikTok is the #1 way my brand exploded actually. I started all the way back in 2021 and then TikTok was quite new, so not a lot of brands did it, and so I saw a lot of brands already, at least some brands doing it already, so I just jumped on the trend as well and created similar videos, created some viral videos, and every time I saw that a video went really well, then my sales also peaked and also my Instagram followers peaked. So getting viral videos can really help your brand, especially in the short term or in the beginning when you don't have a lot of money yet to spend on like influencer ads or something. Then TikTok is the way to go. And actually in general in content creation there are 3 pillars you really have to strive for. So first of all, there's entertain, of course. I can't type. Bam. So these are the types of videos that you just do, like skits for example, just like funny content, or like outfit checks as well actually. Outfit checks are also just a form of entertainment. People like just watching like pretty people or cool people just styling themselves and just putting on some cool outfits. So these types of videos always work well. For brands, they're not the best to do since yeah, it just depends on like your brand image and your brand vibe, but it can really work well. And you also have educate. So educate is, for example, like outfit rotations, or like, for example, like a styling advice, or just like giving advice, just giving general advice like I'm doing right now is also a form of education. And if you give advice as a clothing brand owner, it can also help to just improve your reach and your sales and everything. So this can also really work. And then the final pillar is inspire. So my brand inspires people by like giving the vibe of turning ideas in physical form, just creating stuff, following your passion, all these types of stuff. Also showing your lifestyle. When you make content, try to at least have one of these: be entertaining, be educational, or be inspiring. If you do one of these, the chance of blowing up is much bigger, because if you think of the most valuable content you consume yourself, for example Imangazi, or for example this content, or Alex or Mosey, or I don't know who you watch, maybe Caprice, the other clothing brand owner, they all do one of these things. For example, Mr. Beast is a really good example. He entertains really well. Imangazi and, for example, Alex Hormozy, they educate really well. And then Inspire, Caprice inspires really well. And Imangazi inspires as well by showing his lavish lifestyle and just showing off in his content. And of course, they all have tons of followers. So just be one of these things and your brand will explode. And also, one very important thing is have emotion. So what do I mean? I mean just have some emotion in your content. If people watch it, are they happy? Do they find it funny? Or are they like angry or something? Some emotion is always better than no emotion. Even if it makes people angry, it's better than them not caring and just scrolling past, because then you have no views. So if you follow these steps, your content should explode. And just always remind yourself that you have to keep persistent, keep pushing content, because I also have a lot of videos that don't go viral, but then some of them do go viral, and that is worth it in the long term. Organic content is free to distribute, and so it's really the overpowered best way of doing marketing in 2024 and beyond. And of course, your Instagram should look a bit more aesthetic, like this for example. Just have some cool pictures as well. It wouldn't really go viral on TikTok. And then your TikTok can just be random spam, doesn't really matter too much. Mine actually doesn't look too bad, but TikTok doesn't really matter too much how it looks. It's just a lot of spam. If you see it as a funnel, then TikTok is at the top of the funnel, just gains a lot of eyeballs. Then people get funneled into Instagram, and then from Instagram they get funneled into mail or just a website or some other stuff. So bam, Instagram should always look just a bit more pretty than TikTok. So keep that in mind. So the next step in building our brand organically is working with influencers. For example, as you can see here, I have a bunch of influencers that I work with these days. For example, Young Mavu from Belgium, if you know him. Then here, just some vlogger from Belgium, bam. Then also here a German influencer, bam, wearing the Buchan bag and the Buchan bag and Buchan pants and stuff. So working with influencers is good for 3 reasons. First of all, you have content you can repost on your story, for example, or you can repost on your Instagram page. I always, with my brand, do this kind of like monthly recap of the best fits that influencers and other people wore of my brand. For example, here, as you can see, just a bunch of random people wearing my brand. Is good for credibility as well, because people see your brand as a real brand then, not just as a random TikTok brand without a face. It feels like a real brand with real people wearing it, which can be really powerful. And then, of course, lastly, it's good for getting their eyeballs on your brand, because of course, if you work with influencers, you work with people who have more followers than you, or the same, like a big follower number. But how do you work with influencers? I'm gonna show you real quick in real time, so take a look. I'm just gonna look up a brand that's quite similar to my brand, for example Trend Vision here. Then I'm gonna look at their tagged posts, because there are where the influencers are. Then I look, for example, this guy right here has a cool style. He has some followers, not the biggest amount of followers, but he looks okay. He's just cool style, so it would be cool to have my brand on this guy. So I just DM this guy, yo, would you be down to work? Your page looks dope. Like this. Then you just copy this message to a bunch of other influencers. And for example, if I want to work with bigger people, I can just, for example, just look up some people that you personally know or you like. For example, Denisio. Here, for example, this guy, he has a lot of followers. You probably know him from the Broken Planet videos and stuff. I message this guy with a very personal message, because if you just copy and paste every single message, copy, and just send it to everybody, then they're gonna feel like it's copied and they're not gonna feel a personal connection to you. So it's always better to have something personal. For example, this Cybertruck mentioned that I saw this cool video of him once. So it's really always better to make it feel personal. And if you know someone that person knows personally or something, then always include it in your message, because at the end of the day, influencers are also just people, and if they see that you like them, or that you've really followed them, or that you know something about them, or that you can really help them with something, then always use that to your advantage. And of course, if your products are nice, if you have some cool stuff, for example, I recently made these cool pants and a lot of fashion bros really love them, or these bags or something, then a lot of people are gonna like it and just want to wear it naturally. So that's always a big plus. If your product is good, then the influencers are also gonna wear it, because they have to make content, otherwise they're not influencers anymore. So just send them some free stuff and just try to work with them. And there are also 3 levels of influencers. First of all, you have the micro influencers. These are people between, like, I would say 5 and 50k. These are like the people that are either just starting out, or they're not just not that famous, and these are the people that are they don't feel like they're like Kanye West yet, but they have some following and they have some eyeballs on their name. And most of the time it's better, if you're a starting brand, to work with these guys, because these guys are really gonna be generous for you, and it's also really possible to build a connection with them. While if you work with a big one, they probably get a lot of DMs from brands asking them to work with them. So they are just really saturated, and they're probably gonna say a no to smaller brands. So micro influencers are probably the way to go for you. It's also my main way of working with influencers, because I never pay influencers, because if they ask for pay, then I don't really like it. I just want to send product to a bunch of people, and if they like the product enough, then they're gonna wear it on camera. Because I feel like if I have to pay them to wear it, then it's not really like they don't really want to wear it, and it feels just a bit forced and stuff. So I always just do free collabs. Then you have Meso influencers. These are the influencers with like 50 to 200k followers. These are the pretty big influencers, and you're probably gonna want to have a few of those. So try to aim for them. I always try to aim for these guys because my brand is also a bit bigger. So working with micro and Meso influencers is always good for me. Then you have macro influencers. These are the real celebrities with like millions of followers and stuff. These are like really hard people to reach, but if you reach them, if they wear your stuff in public or on a video or picture, then it could be really cool for your brand. But I've personally not had a lot of experience with macro influencers, so I can't give too much advice on these. But for micro and Meso influencers, the number one tip is just send messages to a lot of them, just a lot, and also make it personal. These are the two main tips for all influencers actually. Just send a lot of influencers, try to aim for 10 a day, and then probably a bunch of them are gonna respond. Most are not gonna respond, but if you have 2 a day responding, that's perfect, that's amazing. I also always scout for influencers and send them messages. If on my TikTok For You page some cool people or some pretty girls appear, then I always send them messages like, yo, you wanna get some free stuff for my brand? And also really important is that you stay within your niche. If your niche, for example, is skater clothing, then of course message all the skater boys and maybe skater girls. And if your niche is like pretty girls, if you make like necklaces or like some pretty hoodies or something like that, just message a bunch of pretty girls. Just stay within your niche. And if your niche is not that clearly defined, just send a lot of influencers, a lot of streetwear influencers your stuff. That's personally my main thing, is just I send a lot of like streetwear influencers my stuff, my pants, my t-shirts, everything that I make, and then they post it and I can repost it, and then I have just a recurring flow of influencers. So yeah, that's basically how I get influencers. And of course, if they respond to your message, then ask for their address and then you can just send them some stuff. But if you work with a lot of influencers, you also have to keep track of the influencers, otherwise you will get chaos, and then you will forget everyone that posts, and then a lot of people won't post and you won't know it. So how I keep track of my influencers is through Notion. So as you can see here, I have a bunch of influencers. Then I have a status, their estimated post date, their item that they got, their budget. For example, if I pay them, I paid some already, like for example this guy 800 euros right here, but a lot of times I don't pay them, for example all these zeros you see here. And then our deal we scheduled, for example an Instagram post or a TikTok, or like 5 TikToks and an Instagram story, like the deal that we structured to chat. And then here, if they posted already, for example here the green ones posted, then you can see I have rated their performance. So some of them I got a 9 or 8 out of 10. If they posted, if they just did our deal correctly, then they get like a 7 or 8. If they did more than we agreed on, for example they did an extra story or an extra post or an extra TikTok, then they get a 9 or a 10 out of 10. If their communication was really good, their score goes up. But if they posted really late, or if their post is really shitty or something, they get a low score, like for example a 4 or a 2 out of 10. Or if they didn't post, they get a 0 out of 10, as you can see here. And here I give a short description of what I liked about it. All good, but all fit pics. For example, ugly picture, just in time. This all this good stuff. So here you can see if I send them stuff, the date is on unposted. Then if they post it, of course post it. It's really simple. So yeah, that's basically how I manage my influencers. It's pretty easy, and if I work with them for a long time, I also ask them for their WhatsApp so I can communicate with them more easily, and then I put in their name influencer so I can just scroll through all of them and I can just see all of them in one go. I'm gonna give you one little example real quick, like this, bam. And then if you do it for a long enough time already, you should have a bunch of influencers working with you, and you will have a really good organically growing brand. Yes, sir. Yes, guys, the third and probably most powerful way you can grow your brand organically is by creating viral content, by doing stunts, or by doing giveaways. For example, this video right here.
Guys, I have a crazy idea. I want to make shoes for €1. Yes, €1, that's less than your bus ticket. But wait, I need your help to drop these. So the only way this can happen is if you all follow our Insta and get it to 50K before Christmas. I know. It's a challenge, but we can do it. Because the Buchan fam stands for turning ideas into physical form. It's all possible.
As you can see, that video generated over 800,000 views for my brand, and I also had like some follow-up videos. For example, here 1 million, as you can see, then 400k. So I made a lot of these videos regarding the €1 shoes, and they all went really crazy. And of course they went crazy because they are a crazy idea and a crazy stunt. So if you don't have a lot of money to market your clothing brand, just market creatively. For example, this video, I just came up with it really randomly, and it generated so much sales and so much eyeballs for my brand that it was so powerful. And the same goes with giveaways. For example, if I go to my clothing brand, I did a giveaway with influencer from Belgium, Gerben Tuurlings. It's actually combining the two, like working with influencers and also doing crazy stunts. And here we gave away about, I guess it was like 20 pieces or something, like a bunch of shoes and a bunch of fleeces. We gave away a bunch of stuff, and look at this, we got 20k likes on this giveaway, which is crazy. So get inspiration for other clothing brand owners. €1 shoes may seem very unique, but other people have done similar things in the past. It's all about just getting ideas from here and there and putting your own unique spin on it and making it a cool, unique idea. Alright, and before you go, one bonus tip. If you want your room to look like this, for example, with a bunch of sales, a bunch of orders, and later, of course, your warehouse to look like this, you can't have it if you order a few stock. If you only order 50 t-shirts, of course you won't get this amount of sales, and of course you won't make €1,000,000. So invest in yourself, invest in your brand, and make sure your brand blows up. If you don't spend a lot on marketing, you can spend more on product. So make sure to have enough stock to make sure you can make a lot of money, because if you have so few stock, you can't make any money, of course. Alright, if you want more brand advice, be sure to put your email in the description, and if you're down there, make sure to subscribe as well, because I have a bunch more valuable content coming up this week. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye, and good luck with your brand.